Well, welcome to Blues Game Day Live alongside Kelly Chase, Darren Pang. The Blues are practicing behind us. It's a heavyweight matchup here tonight. The Colorado Avalanche, they will play each other twice. The Blues are on their heels. The Avalanche are playing well. What are some of the things you'd expect in this game tonight, Chaser?
Well, Nathan MacKinnon is the big story. I guess, here's a kid that if they make the playoffs, has to be considered for the MVP in the league. You mentioned it, and it had done a stat. I think there were 7 entries into the zone the last time where he had come across the blue line and gained possession of the puck. Didn't have to regain it, had possession, and was able to look up at the net and make a play. That's too many. The Blues are going to have to limit this kid. He's dynamic. He hits holes. He shoots the puck real well. He's not afraid to go to the front of the net and get in at a little bit of a scrum to chip in a puck with quick hands and second and third opportunities. So that's really got to be the one thing. The other thing is they're playing with youthful enthusiasm, this group, like they're determined. I think they've heard enough and read enough and listened to enough about how they weren't a team that's capable of getting in. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's rubbed them the wrong way. And even with Eric Johnson out of the lineup, they've found ways to win hockey game. And you have that combined with something that you're very good at analyzing, and that's the goaltending. If they get some of that, they're a tough team to beat.
Well, their last game against the Minnesota Wild, they went into Minnesota and looked like a pretty confident team. And when they were under siege, Semyon Varlamov played really, really well. He's got great lateral movement side to side, and I think he's one of these goaltenders where it appears down low as if you might have some space. If you're going to have a chance, you got to bury it rather quickly because his edge work is terrific. He gets down on that butterfly. He's shown his hands are a lot better than they had been in the past, so he will catch some pucks as well. But I think it's the secondary opportunities on Varlamov that are going to be a big key for the Blues, and that's going to mean getting to the front of the net, having a willingness to get inside that 3, 4, 5 foot buffer there right by the crease. So if the Blues can do that, then they can have some success against a team that really hasn't had a lot of success right here at Scottrade Center.
Talked to Jared Bednar, their coach, and he said, we just got to figure out how to beat you guys. And that's
I was thinking the same thing.
Now, on that note, you got Nolan Pratt and Jared Bednar that are there, that have some experience, obviously, now. Is there something to be said, because we always talk about experience in a locker room, with the addition of Ray Bennett coming in to the coaching staff?
Yeah. I think I think Ray does a lot of the little things that even here with the St. Louis Blues, he was because he wasn't on the bench, he was kind of out of sight, out of mind for many that were just watching. But everybody knows that he was invaluable for what he did. I mean, if Ken Hitchcock needed a clip, it was there. If they kind of thought the same way. So I think his preparation and I think his ability on that bench to be calm under fire is very, very important for, Nolan Pratt hasn't been on the bench that long, same with Jared. And you're right. So all in all, I think they've done an excellent job as a coaching staff. And you're right about the youthful enthusiasm. I don't think it's a one-time wonder. No. I think this is what we're going to get. I mean, Rantanen's a winger that's got 70 points right now.
Right.
Gabriel Landeskog is a real good, solid two-way guy that we saw last time here when he was challenged to a fight by Braden Shen right off the hop. He said, hey, great.
And he said it kind of feels good.
Yeah. He says, nobody ever challenged me to a fight. I'm going to do it. So I really, I had respect for him before. I had even more following that. But let's get to the blue side then. Let's stay with that line.
I want to tell you one thing, though, about Bednar. It said about Ray Bennett. Mm-hmm. He said, listen, I had my guy.
That he's short and bald like me?
Yeah, that too. That was the obvious. But he said, I had my guy. Although, I still talk to Ray, and I talked to him for a bit. And I said, listen, I'm getting in my car, and I'm driving back to Canada. Can I call you? And he said, I don't know how many hours we talked, but when we got off the phone, I said, now I've got my new guy, and that's my guy. And he said, there's been so many times this year where he's calmed me down, where he said, you don't need to go in the room. It's not. They're professionals. Yeah. You've said the thing. They need to figure it out. And he goes, there's been so many lessons from Ray because of his experience that's helped our team calm. He goes, I think that it's been important for our group. On the other side of it, with our team, they're starting to take their own ownership of it. In the last couple games, I don't think I've seen the team play as well as fast as they have all season long as they did in Anaheim in that last game. Well,
being between the bench in the Anaheim game, Chaser, I heard the phrase reload more than I've heard in probably 4 months. It's a phrase that went by the wayside with them. Backside pressure, reloads, going back through the middle of the ice. They were dynamic in both those games. I mean, they smothered the Los Angeles Kings with their forecheck, with their puck movement. They went into Anaheim and they did the same thing. But I think there's a phrase, too, bend and not break, that I think was really relative in the game in L.A. when it got to be 2-1 and LA was coming on. and then the game in Anaheim as well. I thought, oh, here we go. And,
Right.
and the Blues stayed calm on the bench. Their demeanor was fantastic. They were positive. They're playing for one another. And I think tonight's game is going to be unbelievable. I think the whole hockey world is going to be watching this game between the Blues and the Avs.
Well, I can tell you, if they play anything like they played the last 2 games, because in the LA game, Quick wasn't sharp. I don't think that.
And then they pulled them and didn't get the saves they needed.
No, and they didn't. But,
Yep.
Credit to St. Louis, they kept coming. So I was like, well, is that one of those things where the team didn't take them serious? They haven't been on a real roll. They go into Anaheim. Anaheim was hyped for the game.
Yep.
That was a fast playoff atmosphere type of hockey game. St. Louis was resilient. They stuck to their game plan. The young guys played with the enthusiasm that shows that, they want to be everyday pros. I mean, to me, if that's an indicator of what we have for the last 13 games here, we're going to be in a good spot when it ends.
Okay, we're going to end it with this right here. Secondary scoring. Barbashev. That line has been
talk about it every
terrific,
day.
But with Soshnikov and with Chris Thorburn on the right, simple game, but boy, they've been effective. And Vladdy Sobotka comes up with a real big game too in
And
Anaheim.
the defense.
No question
The
about
defense
it.
scoring, is what happened at the start of the year, and that's where they were getting their secondary scoring. I wouldn't expect Robert Bertuzzo to be the guy that you got to go to every night to get
3
you out of
goals
the
in
game.
3 games. Mark it down.
3 and
Boom.
3. No pressure, Bort. Listen, it's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah.
No matter what happens. Darren Pang on
Yeah.
Fox Sports Midwest.
Yeah, looking
Kelly
forward to
Chase,
it. You on the big
KMOX,
50,000 watt blowtorch with curves
You know
tonight?
it, baby. You know it.
7 o'clock puck drop. Don't be afraid and don't be late. Have a great day, everybody.